Hey folks, Daniel Rubino here with Windows Phone Central, and check it out, we're previewing here the Brando extended battery jacket sleeve, however you want to call it, for the Nokia Lumia 920. It showed up yesterday on my doorsteps and I've been using it for a little while. I'll pull it out of here of the box. It's made by Brando, goes for 37 bucks. And it's pretty impressive, if only because it has a 2,200 milliamp battery in it, and to put that in perspective, the Lumia 920 only has a 2,000 milliamp battery, meaning you're more than doubling your power on the go. So how is it? Well, it's massive, as you could imagine. I do like the case it comes in. It's pretty nice, and you just pop it out. The build quality, you get a little instruction booklet here, which is also kind of funny because it refers to it as the iPhone 5. But here is the device. It's very light. That's one thing for sure. It's almost like a hollow plastic, and so the battery components in here. It almost makes me nervous because I feel like I could, if I wanted to, I could like snap this in half, and I'd be worried what's going to come out of it. But maybe I'll destroy it later. I don't know. Having said that, it is good quality. I'm not saying it's cheaply made. It's just it's very light, and you know how when plastic is light, how people automatically think it feels kind of cheap. But that's actually what you want with such a massive jacket. You do have the little kickstand here, which pops out. This, I will admit, is kind of cheap. You can see it's pretty flimsy. I mean, it works, but I feel like I can also snap that off. But other than that, it's actually built pretty well. It extends right there, which is how you slip the phone in. And so you just kind of put your 920 in, and you got that little micro USB, and then it locks, and then you just slide that down to lock it. And it's actually a pretty good mechanism. Once it's in, you can see how thick this is. I'm not going to joke. It's the Lumia 920 is big, and this makes it feel like an industrial PDA, sort of like what you see the UPS guys carrying around. But this isn't necessarily meant for everyday use, right? You're not going to just throw this in your pocket and walk around. I mean, you could. The reason I actually want this is because when I do press junkets, a lot of times the internet is terrible. So I end up using my Lumia 920, whatever device I'm carrying, as a hotspot. And as we all know, hotspots can drain your battery if you're going to use a lot of data. And so throwing this sleeve on there is actually ideal for me because it's going to give me a lot of power. The other time I like to use it is when I'm on international flights, because I'll be gone for a long time. And although, yeah, sometimes you can plug in onto an airplane now, it's a lot easier just to not have to do that. So if I want to listen to music or anything and not worry about killing my phone when I actually get to the, my country, this is sort of a good idea. So that's how I'm presumably going to use this device. I don't expect to use it, like I said, every single day. So once it's in, you have a little power button here, and you can see the LEDs turning on, and you just heard it click on. So now it's starting to charge. And that's basically how it works. So now it's running off of this power and charging up the device. Now there are multiple ways to use this. If you're curious, yes, so you plug in the charger here, and it will charge the actual Brando device. But while it's charging the phone in, if you hit that button, it'll charge both. It'll charge the phone first and then go to the Brando and charge that. So you can do both at the same time if you choose, or if you hit that power button, you can just charge the Brando station. So that's actually a nice option. Of course, you can charge the Brando without the phone in there as well, just by popping the phone out and plugging it in. You can see it's actually built nicely built here. You got your two speakers, and they're just cutouts for the speakers on the 920. You have enough room here for the headphone jack, and you see the microphones are still exposed. Buttons are exposed on the side. It is a little tight here for this power button. It's not too bad, but you kind of have to feel for it a little bit. But I'm not sure what else they could have done. They could have maybe cut it out a little bit there. But other than that, it's actually a pretty nice, add-on for your phone. Like I said, if you need extra power, you can also see just how thick it kind of is there when you see the camera recessed. Camera works fine. I haven't noticed any, despite this, it's not actually blocking any light from getting in. It doesn't degrade the photos. If you need something, like I said, on the go for long days, if you want to use your phone as a hotspot, this is actually a really good deal for 37 bucks. I think it's actually built pretty well. I'm not saying it's going to last forever, but it is kind of neat. And you could just slide that up. You can see there's a little divot there for your thumb. That's how you push it up, and then you can just slide the phone out. It's actually kind of a neat mechanism, I have to admit. So it is by no means thin, but it is well built. The only complaint I have is, of course, that kickstand, which if you want here, I'll show you kind of what it looks like. So you just pop it out. This, like I said, it works, but you're going to have to be kind of careful with it. So that's kind of a cool thing if you want to watch movies. I'd rather, you know, have a cheap one than not have it, I suppose. So it's kind of a cool thing. But there you go, the Brando power jacket for the Nokia Lumia 920. It's $37. I do recommend it if you need the extra juice. It's a nice little device, but yeah, you probably won't be carrying this in your pocket too much during the day. But there you go. Take care, everybody.